Hey guys, hello and welcome to Naveed for Speed. In today's video, I am going to be showing you around this car. It's the Maserati GranCabrio Folgore. Now, what is the Folgore? The Folgore is the electric version of the Maserati cars. It's the new electric range. And my intention for this video was to actually drive the Maserati Gran Turismo Folgore because previously I drove the Maserati Gran Turismo Trofeo. If you do want to watch that video, click the button up here. But I wasn't able to get my hands on a Gran Turismo Folgore, but instead I got you a GranCabrio Folgore. So what is this? Obviously GranCabrio, it's the convertible version, and Folgore, it's the electric version. Let me tell you why that's significant, because the headline figures are, this car has a 92.5 kilowatt hour battery and it produces 761 horsepower. It has a T-shaped battery layout, and it means that the driver and the passenger are sat lower than in these cars, in this and the Gran Turismo Folgore, than any other electric car. So it should have that dynamic, sporty driving appeal. What you also get is 1,350 Newton meters of torque. Now, when I read that, I thought that was a bit of a typo, but that proves that this car should be quite formidable. I'll see a little bit about how it drives when I take it out on the road. But of course, the electric version of the car, this is Maserati's new direction. Of course, at some point, all Maseratis are going to have to be electric, or at least every single one of the Maserati models are going to have an electric version. But yeah, it's not quite comparable to the Maserati Gran Turismo Trofeo, but I just want to show you a Folgore because they're quite interesting. In this video, I'm going to show you around the exterior of the car. I'm going to show you around the interior of the car, and then I'm going to take it out to drive to show you exactly what it feels like on the road. But before all of that, let's start with the exterior. And I'll show you the front because in general, the recipe is the same as the Maserati Gran Turismo that I drove, but you'll see here it still has the same sort of grille shape, but it's got this new grille design. Now all the Folgore versions of the cars have this unique grille design that shows that they are Folgore. They are the electric versions of the car. You've got the Maserati Trident logo, the Maserati badge. Generally the rest of the front end is quite similar to the non-electric versions of these cars. There is, however, a slight difference over here because on the Gran Turismo that I drove, there was a bit of carbon trim over here. This is slightly different design. As we move towards the side of the car, you will also find more subtle differences between the Folgore versions of the cars and the internal combustion engine version of the cars, like these wheels, these alloy wheels over here. This design is unique to the Folgore versions of the cars, and you've got these bronze brake calipers which show that they are the electric versions of the cars. Over here it says Folgore. When it comes to Maserati vehicles, if you want to know what spec they are, you can just have a look over here because it will either say Modena, Trofeo or Folgore. On this particular version is Folgore, it's the electric version. And these vents that are below that lettering, these vents, the typical signature Maserati design, well, in the electric version of the car, they light up. So at night when you're driving along, they light up. And although in this particular light, the sun is shining really bright into my eyes, you won't necessarily be able to see that very well, but I'll take people's word for it that that does look really well. And talking about looking really good, this color is called Grigio Incognito. It does look really quite good. When I first read that Incognito, I thought that was a little bit of an interesting name because I didn't know Incognito has something to do with Italian, the Italian language, but it might do. So anyway, that's the name of this color. I think it does look really quite cool. As we move towards the side of the car, the general dimensions of the GranCabrio are quite similar to the Maserati Gran Turismo, but you'll be able to see that you can see the 2+2 seating arrangement over here, and you can see that with the roof down, you can see of leg the rear passengers get. As we move further towards the back of the car, I'll show you these rear alloy wheels because the rear wheels on this car and on the Gran Turismo, on the non-electric versions and the electric versions, the rear wheels are 21 inches, the front wheels are 20 inches. So yeah, that's quite similar whether the car's electric or not. But the changes, whether the car's electric or not, happen back here. So at the back of the car, you'll have noticed the absence of an exhaust pipe, particularly the two exhaust pipes that you have on either side of the car. Obviously, this is an electric car, so it doesn't need those exhaust pipes. But what you might also be able to notice is this augmented sound that you get, this sound of an artificial engine. Now, of course, you already hear that sound inside the car when you're driving along for the driver and the passengers, but this sound is for passerbys, it's for pedestrians, it's for people outside. I'm not always a fan of augmented sound, but I guess that's the case with this car. I'll quickly show you the boot as well, because if I open this boot, this is your boot space. Now, the GranCabrio version of this car already compromises on boot space, but because this is an electric version, you've got charging cables and stuff in here. So you really have a lot less boot space. Let me show you the inside of the car before I take it out to drive. So let me show you around the interior of the GranCabrio Folgore. Now, I quite like the fact that it's a lot easier to shoot footage inside the car in a GranCabrio version of the car, because you've got so much room, you know, and that's what cars like these convertibles give you. They give you access to all this blue sky, you know, open top driving. That is the life, isn't it? I'm not always a fan of it, but I know a lot of people do like it. So if that's what you like, then convertible is perfect for you. Now, when it comes to the fact that this car is a Folgore, what does that mean in terms of differences to the interior cabin? Well, there actually isn't any, really. It's the same car. You still get leather, you still get this sort of carbon fiber weave. In this particular car, it's spec'd in this sort of bronze color over here. You've got white leather around the car. These seats feel pretty much the same as they did in the Gran Turismo version of the car. The steering wheel, still this leather steering wheel with the buttons, and the start engine stop button is not blue. But I do think that is quite interesting that it says start engine stop, not start electric motor stop. But anyway, yeah, you also will notice these flappy paddles. Now, the flappy paddles on this particular car, because it's electric, it's not for gears, it's for regenerative braking. It's the amount of regen that you're going to be feeling. So if you're going down a particularly steep hill, you could put that regen to the top, and you know, it'll help you on the way down, and it will obviously recuperate some energy as well. So I really quite like that. Again, I'll try that when I go out on the road. You'll notice these center screens over here, particularly this bottom one, this 8.8-inch screen, which is for your climate controls. You can turn that on and off using this touch screen. And you'll also notice this button over here. That's how you put your roof up or down. So you click that and you just swipe and hold, and that's how your roof starts to come up or down. So I think that's really quite interesting. And you do have to hold it all the way down for your roof to come fully down, or up rather. And there you are. That's how you put your roof up or down in this sort of touchscreen arrangement. And then now it feels a little bit more like the Gran Turismo that I drove. But anyway, enough of that. Let's take it out to drive to see exactly what it feels like. So let's go out and drive the Maserati GranCabrio Folgore. Now, in particular, I'm interested in the Folgore side of things because, yeah, it's a convertible and that's quite nice. It does have heated seats, and it has the neck scarf as well to blow air into the back of your necks to keep you nice and warm. And of course, a convertible is really good for over-the-shoulder visibility. As I stop here at this junction and I take a look behind me, I can see very clearly the traffic coming, and that's quite convenient. I suppose that is an advantage of having a convertible car. Now that I'm driving along, I can certainly start to hear a little bit more of essentially that drivetrain, that augmented noise, everything going on around me. And that's one thing that I don't like about convertibles. I feel exposed to the elements. I suppose some people quite like that. But I'm going to in particular talk about the Folgore side of this car because it has 1,350 Newton meters of torque. And of course, this is the future of Maserati in terms of its electric powertrains. This is the direction that Maserati are going in. And of course, it's got this 800-volt battery system, this battery arranged in this T configuration, which means that the driver and the passengers are sat really low down in the car. And so you have this low center of gravity. But I think ultimately we've got to look at power. 761 horsepower, 0 to 60 miles an hour, or 0 to 62 miles an hour rather, in 2.7 seconds. That's faster than the MC20. And that's all thanks to this powertrain that has all this torque. And we're just gonna see exactly what that feels like because, whoa, oh my word. I'm not actually exaggerating there. If you watch most of my videos, I don't actually shout and scream, but that was quite abrupt. It's quite sudden how much torque you get so immediately. Wow. The faster I go on this road, you can see my hair flowing about. The faster I go on this road, the sun, as it comes in between the trees on the side, is just flashing at me, and all I'm just seeing is just a road go past me. This velocity, the feeling of velocity just all around me. So I think, wow. As far as acceleration, that's amazing. The Folgore versions of the Maserati cars weigh more, up to almost 500 kilograms more than the internal combustion engine versions of the cars. But I want to see how it feels as we pick up the pace, because I've been told that this GranCabrio version of the car is set up slightly softer, with a softer suspension, so it should be more comfortable. And you know what? Despite me saying that the seats were quite firm, it does feel quite comfortable. I know the road that I'm driving on up ahead is a little bit uncomfortable. It does get a little bit bumpy, so we'll see exactly how it feels up there. But I think ultimately it's a really nice experience. Now let me tell you about that battery, that 92.5 kilowatt hour battery. That battery charges at 270 kilowatts, which means that you can add around 65, I believe it's miles, about 65 miles of charge in just 5 minutes if you found a charger that can charge that fast. So that 800 volt system doing a really good job. There's a Maserati MC20 going past, which I made a video on as well. What a car that is. But this has actually surprised me even more because of that acceleration, that power that it has when it comes to, wow, when it comes to just applying that torque to the road. This car must have an amazing traction control system that it can do that. Let's pick up the pace a little bit more now and see how this goes. Yeah, I'm starting to feel the undulations in the road a little bit more, the way that the grooves in the road, the bumps in the road, but it still does it in a nice, smooth way. So I think that's really quite nice. But yeah, this is the life, isn't it? This is, the sun's out, it's a little bit chilly, but I've got the heated seats, I've got the neck scarf, I've got a convertible car, I'm driving through the countryside. This is nice. I think this is what the Italians meant when they said La Dolce Vita. This is a good life, isn't it? Yeah. I quite like this car. I didn't think I would like the GranCabrio, and I wasn't entirely sure what to expect with the Folgore because I saw that figure of the torque. But yeah, this has blown me away. This is unbelievably good. Unbelievably good. I think Maserati are showing us what the future can be like, and I think this is brilliant. Combine that Italian design, the Italian style with this kind of technology, it's really cool. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you watch more of my videos, and if you haven't seen that video of the Gran Turismo Trofeo, then click the button up here and make sure you watch that video. I hope to see you on one of my other videos. Thank you very much and take care.